Yo, what is happening? It's the Dark Horse here, and I'm a bit late to this. But yeah, oh no, I've had a stink up. I need to try and find where it was. I literally had paused it as it started because I didn't want it to be right. Okay, it started here. Okay, here we go. Let's get this underway, mate.
Threat neutralized.
Front neutralized.
You're here because you're
Wait, no.
Special Forces NATO has to offer.
We're all that keeps the
Is this
world
the
from
start?
turning to cinders, comrades.
We work off the books.
Operating
They're so sick though, man. It's a shame, obviously, they're not voiced by the same characters and stuff, but
What the fuck are we doing in Miami?
let them come.
Oi, mate, a campaign's gonna blow my freaking mind. It's so sick. Like, can you imagine? It just looks so action-packed. It's so sick.
Go, go, go! Secure the sub.
What sniper was that again? That's either the M4 or the M16, one of the two.
Ah, shit.
Soviet convoy disabled.
I can't tell you how gassed and hyped I am for this.
I'll drive.
There's so many different terrains, and it's beautiful. Like, I don't think there's any other way to describe it. You know, so many different. Oh, to be fair, that does look lit, man. That looks sick.
Pre-order a digital copy and get early access to the open beta and instant access to the Woods Operator Pack in Modern Warfare and Warzone.
You just saw it. This is an unapologetically Cold War game set in the 80s, but it's still a Black Ops game. And for over a decade, we built our multiplayer experiences atop a core set of guiding principles. They form our pillars: deniable operations that deploy around the world, signature combat tailored to how you play, connected experiences that deliver free, robust, ongoing content.
I'm hoping
and integrate deeply into the next
there's no
evolution of
crossplay
Warfare.
if
Today,
and
we're
when
gonna
Warzone
explore
comes to it.
these facets of multiplayer. We're going to show you how this globe-trotting, cinematically connected experience is our most immersive yet. And then we're going to show it to you in a way we never could before, with a little help from some friends. First up, the bedrock of Black Ops: deniable operations. These are the places in multiplayer you never saw, and the things you never did. The missions that stay off the books, and the targets and sources who stay off the record. The Cold War we set out to build is realistic. It's plausible. Most importantly, it's inspired by a gritty historical tone that we've woven into every element of our game's world and story and gameplay. Chaotic and always confidential, the deniable ops lie at the heart of multiplayer, raising the bar while creating a clear and unique narrative that influences every bit of our world building. For Black Ops Cold War, that world building drove each multiplayer level in two ways. With the signature level design you've come to expect, and by pushing the visual bar and immersing players into a narrative of unfolding events. The fight to recover a downed satellite in the Central African desert, battles that unfold on the neon-soaked streets of Miami's famed South Beach. Deniable Ops are the Black Ops stories inspired by history, but forgotten by the history books. We've selected 5 maps to give you a small taste of the range of Deniable Ops awaiting in multiplayer. Later today, you'll see them playing. But here's a few of my teammates to share what they love most from how they were made.
My name is Brittany Beidelman. I'm a level designer.
I'm Kendall Snow, associate level designer.
I'm Brittany Perello, producer.
I'm Matt Gutris, senior level designer.
In Satellite, a top secret American recon satellite has
Lost power and crashed in the deserts of Angola. With higher DGI forces closing in,
now it's a race to secure the crash site.
what I love about Satellite is the fact that
So it's like kind of like Spec Ops missions.
Space.
Because larger maps have more components, we can apply more details into maps like Satellite, which make them feel even more natural. The satellite at the center is like a king of the hill. Anyone who wants it has to run toward you because it's raised higher than the rest of the map.
I'm usually playing one of 2 ways. All in, full ham, dying again and again. Or in objective modes, I'll flank and get the jump on people. Satellite scratches both of those itches. Even though it's an outdoor space, the map's 2 different regions mean I can play long and short.
Boy, nah, that visual then looked absolutely incredible.
I am trash with the sniper rifle, but a shotgun, that I can do. I have always been a big fan of close quarters combat, and there's great cat and mouse style gameplay in Satellite.
The crash satellite is a super fun spot to try and outplay your enemies.
I thought they would have showed gameplay of her using the shotgun to implement while she was talking about it, but they still remained using an assault rifle. Obviously they can't show too much.
Black Ops maps the world knows and loves for how quickly engagements fire up. East and West collide on the open seas in a top secret mission.
Inspired by a real-life event, Project Azorian, CIA, JSOC, and Soviet forces converged to recover a sunken prototype nuclear Soviet submarine on the ocean floor.
I love the fact it's based on true events, man. That's one thing I've always loved, especially when it comes to movies and all them kind of things. The games.
No lanes walling you in, players can engage on ships' decks, in the water, and on vehicles like wake runners and gunboats. Armada is chaos in the best way.
This really cool map that gives this amazing sense of exploration. There are so many little individual areas to find and new ways to surround or flank your enemies and get the upper hand.
Would it just be long-winded though? Obviously the gameplay itself might be
Hidden Safe
different.
House has been discovered right in the heart of the USSR, in the shadow of Moscow's opulent train station. With Spetsnaz dispatched, the area has gone hot.
So the Moscow map is set in the dead heart of a big city. So you're wandering through these streets with a bunch of cars, and there's tall buildings on either side of you.
There's this sense that you've been dropped into a point in history.
First thing I do is run right to the center because that's where all lanes cross in the Moscow map. And eventually, it doesn't take long, people are going to run through the metro station. So you can just sit there and wait, but chances are there's going to be people running right into your line of fire.
Sit there and wait. This guy's a camper.
It's a classic 3-lane map where teamwork really makes the dream work.
See, this is a game mode you wouldn't be able to play with random people, man. If it says teamwork, everyone's all for kills.
This location is heavily influenced by Miami's famous, or perhaps infamous, Ocean Drive. This is a night map, but one unlike players have seen before.
You can sneak through dark, shadowy alleys, go out onto the beach, out into the ocean.
You can dive in the water and wade along the coast to get the drop on the other side.
See, I can't see it being, like, obviously the way they've filmed it and done the gameplay goes to show, obviously, it's set up. But with, obviously, what we're used to, people hearing footsteps, all that kind of stuff, you know, hopefully there's a way to prevent that, but... Because that guy was shooting who got stabbed from behind definitely would have died out.
Because that is sniper heaven, and that is Brittany hell. So I always go and try to flank and get those snipers from the back.
Our art and design teams worked really hard to bring the best possible night experience to the players. You'll see that play out when you sneak in the shadows on the beach, or engage enemies in the center strip.
It really makes people feel like they're in Miami in the 80s. It's pretty
See,
cool.
I've always loved the 80s. I love the 60s, 70s, 80s and those kind of times. Nowadays,
In
it's a bit...
Crossroads, NATO has learned a large Soviet missile convoy is on its way to the border.
Special forces dispatch alongside MI6 to ambush the convoy and secure the weapons before all hell breaks loose.
Soviet convoy disabled.
It's one of our most cinematic maps with a boots-on-the-ground feel that feels pulled from the campaign.
Your
It's-
team will want to hold down and protect its own outpost to guarantee access to one of these tanks. But infantry combat doesn't take a backseat in Crossroads, as natural terrain and foliage masks movements and provides tactical advantages.
There's a bunch of snowmobiles when you first spawn, and it's a mad dash to grab one. And now, running people over with the snowmobile is my favorite thing to do.
Each environment changes the dynamic of how you play and caters to unique loadouts. Crossroads is a bigger
It'll
map
be very
that allows you
rare to
play
run
the
someone
way you
over with a
wanna play.
snowmobile now.
The beaches of Miami, a frozen over lake, the open ocean. Our visual research department racked up miles visiting them all. Because if you're going to deploy around the globe in this game, that required them to do the same. The mission for our artist is absolute authenticity. Step one in that
wonder if there's some
process
sort of
is
Easter egg in the
photoscanning
background.
thousands of real-world objects, terrains, and materials.
I don't recognise
Those
anything. Obviously,
assets
you've got
ensure our upgraded physically
everything
based
relating
render
to the
delivers
Cold War.
the best looking Black Ops yet. True 4K, high dynamic range with the true color and tone. Ray tracing on systems that support it. Photometric lighting courtesy of our Luminaire system, and overhauled contour terrain system. The result is gritty, it's believable, I dare say it's got ambience. Most importantly, it sets the perfect stage for multiplayer combat. On that note, here's Matt with more on the modes and missions ahead.
We've talked a little bit about where you'll play, but let's talk about what you'll play when you get there. In Black Ops Cold War, our classic game modes are returning and they're better than ever. From the tried and true Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Search and Destroy, to the return of the competitive game mode Control, we've taken a fresh eye to all of your favorites. We're encouraging more meaningful gameplay with larger capture zones and Domination. We're updating spawn systems in Hardpoint. And now we show you where the next Hardpoint will spawn so you can regroup, rotate, and set up for the next fight. Across all of our classic modes, we're working hard to make this
Wondering
most
whether they're
rewarding
true
and
to their
competitive
word.
multiplayer experience yet.
Updating
While your go-to
spawn
modes are
points.
coming back better than ever, let's talk about the innovative new modes you'll be going to next. With that, let me introduce you to my teammate Marquise Gladney, who's here to tell you about the brand new multiplayer experience we call VIP Escort.
VIP Escort began with a question. How can we create a game mode inspired by the kind of real-life, totally true, but completely redacted Black Ops that first inspired this franchise? The result is Extraction in its purest form, a new 6-on-6 objective-based game mode we call VIP Escort. In Black Ops, we normally task you with fighting, but VIP Escort turns that on its head with a new mechanic. If you're selected as the VIP, your number one job is to live. In this team-based op, your team will try to escort you off the map or eliminate the other team trying to stop you. As
It's
VIP,
like
you'll
Gears
skip
of
creative
War or
class,
Protect the
you're too
Pimp from
important
Saints
after all.
Row. I ain't got an
You'll
issue
deploy
with
the
it,
kitted
but it
out
just
pistol,
reminds me a lot
smoke
like
grenade,
that.
a spy plane for team intel, and a whole lot of hope that your team knows what the hell it's doing. The mission? Stay alive and escape the map. To do so, you'll need to reach one of two possible exfil sites, which rotate over the course of the match to keep teams on their toes. There are stakes here. If you die, that ends the round. But team up and you can get your squad back on their feet quickly via last stand and revive. Each team's choices and tactics create layers of strategy and counterplay, injecting
reminds
the
me
best
of,
Black Ops themes directly into this competition. Will your team pull Cold War mind games and misdirection by splitting up the
Payday
squad
/
to draw
Kane
fire and
Lynch.
create distractions for the VIP? Or is a
Or
full-on
Rob
assault
Banks.
more their style? Will they travel ahead and scout,
GTA.
run protection detail, or take a bullet for you Secret Service style? My personal keys to victory? I stay close and escort the VIP and defend them at all costs. If the VIP doesn't make it out alive, it won't matter if you do. This new deniable operation only scratches the surface of what it means to play Cold War multiplayer.
Up next, we want to share another new way to play that goes above and beyond that classic 6v6 experience you've come to expect. Combined Arms is where multiplayer gets bigger and badder, bringing together the best of multiplayer's large-scale battles by combining infantry and vehicular gameplay into a single cohesive combat experience.
Bummer. Bear me 1 second, and you can have the audio back. Wait. Doesn't work. Oh, I failed. I failed. I failed. I failed. I can't even hear it myself. I've done the wrong speakers.
Active on the map. Whether that means loading up a gunboat on Armada or popping smokes so my team can cross the frozen lake in Crossroads, I'm putting my try-hard pants on and making it happen. And that's the thing. In Combined Arms, almost anything can happen. I'll seek out fun moments that aren't possible in other modes, like ziplining onto the enemy ship and seeing how long I can last before getting taken out. At launch, you can expect even more Combined Arms maps and modes, each tailored and tuned to bring the most fun, frenetic action this format can deliver.
This guy seems a bit
Take
stiff.
Armada, our most unique map to date. You saw earlier that the only life preservers on this sea-based map are your tactics, as each capture zone requires a different approach. Will you attack surgically with a 2-seater Wake Runner, gather your squad and storm the main ship? From ziplines that traverse the map to all new naval tactics, Armada is Combined Arms domination realized, bringing high stakes, high-speed combat to the high seas. On Crossroads, you'll trade your wetsuit for a snowsuit, fighting for control of Soviet bunkers across the frozen tundra. With high-powered tanks patrolling the frozen lake and surrounding roads, you'll need to choose how
I'm
to
not
take
gonna
on the
lie.
slow movers.
It may just be
So whether
me.
you're hopping onto a snowmobile
But for
for
me
a quick
personally,
flank, rolling up your sleeves and sticking on
it's
some
not
seafood,
grabbing my
the story
attention
is
at
yours to
all.
write in Combined Arms domination.
These new
That's it for
modes.
deniable operations for now. We ziplined, crossed frozen lakes, and dipped into Miami's beaches.
Nothing's
That's
making me
really
going,
just the
wow.
start of the full deniable ops experience. Add up the work on your favorite classic game modes to the arrival of new modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination, and it all stacks up to our most ambitious multiplayer yet. One you can play any way you want and in new ways you never expected. If you're a Call of Duty League fan, we have a bunch of new stuff lined up just for you. Stay tuned. This may be a multiplayer game built for everyone, but these will be your deniable operations. And now, I'll turn it over to Tony to talk about what we mean when we say signature combat.
Thanks, Matt. Now, a lot has changed for us since the first Black Ops game. From our development pipelines to totally new technologies. But some things haven't changed. And after over a decade of making Black Ops games, we're more inspired than ever to keep honing in on that authentic, classic Black Ops feel, all while taking it to new heights. Now we know that to you, combat is more than just pointing and shooting. It's about how your operator moves and weaves through your surroundings. It's feeling the power of your weapon, how it reacts in your hands. It's the sound of bullets storming past you, the rattle and bang of firing your weapon. In Cold War, we're back to plausible, authentic, boots on the
When they're
ground
running the
combat.
cinematics, it looks really good, the running, but the running in the actual gameplay looks really clunky and slow.
Automated healing and grounded movement. Keeping your player experience in the front of our minds has also inspired a fresh wave of thinking across our creative class and score streak system, where we're introducing features that bring unprecedented transparency to your planning and cinematic wow moments to when you're playing. Now, innovating systems while still capturing that signature Black Ops super smooth feel is a notoriously tricky thing to get just right, and we put everything we have into it for each game. This is an absolute team effort, so I brought some of my friends from the combat team to help tell you about our initiatives for this game and how they've resulted in signature combat that feels just right. Here's Max Porter to start us off.
We've taken lessons learned from across Black Ops and the entire Call of Duty franchise to land on a truly best-in-class weapon experience. The gun is almost always right in front of you and must look great. From a gun seams down to its grind,
As long as the
the level of
camos are better
detail
than
Black
what
Ops
they
4
were
has
in
never been higher.
War,
But our weapons also need to move in a realistic manner.
the
You'll
latest
feel it in
one.
this game,
I can't
whether
remember
you're
what it's
talking
called.
From long range or firing from the hip. When we think about a gun, we think about the way it looks, the way it's gonna move, but a big
it
part
Modern
of the
Warfare?
gun's personality is the sound that it makes. It's like the
Oh
bark
man,
of the
I ain't
dog.
got a Scooby. I can't
sort of
remember what this
imagining all these guns
latest
as
one's called.
characters.
But basically, the guns in Warzone
That
with the
just
camo,
adds to
I
that
just
level
think
of
they look
realism and that
trash. The
sort of
camo doesn't even
immersive
feel the gun
quality that
properly.
is unique to Call of Duty.
It's my opinion.
It's this multifaceted approach to how weapons look, animate, and sound that together defines the feel of Cold War's signature gunfighting experience. Here's Alvin with a debrief on some of the other combat systems waiting for you in Cold War.
Let's talk about two of the most significant and impactful features of multiplayer: create a class and score streaks. Our goal with Create a Class in Cold War is to empower you without making trade-offs.
Look at the amount of attachments on that gun, though.
Starts
You know,
with simple. Create a Class will be a slot-based system. No longer governed by allocations or the Pick 10 system, you'll always boast a full class of a primary, secondary, lethal, tactical, field upgrade, and a set of perks. Field upgrades are items placed in the world to give your team an advantage. You can earn them solely based on time, not score, and they are the only type of game content that works on a cooldown that lasts after death. Now,
see,
wild cards are back. In this system, in every class, you can pick one of 4 wild cards that let you do things like load your primary weapon with up to 8 attachments, carry up to 6 perks, double the number of lethals and tacticals you have,
6
or
perks.
3 primary perks from any mix of categories. Of course, a key component of Create a Class is the gunsmith. In Black Ops Cold War, there are more optics and attachments to unlock and configure than ever before. Every primary weapon can be customized with 54 attachments across 8 different nodes or attachment points, with at least 6 options per attach point. By default, you can equip 5 attachments, or 8 with the Gunfire wildcard. For the first time,
8
the
attachments.
will show you what equipping an attachment does as a positive or negative percentage.
That's
Now
crazy,
build
man.
backwards,
I don't
checking
even.
out the perfect gun for results you want to see in the field. This takes the guesswork out of the system and helps us on our never-ending
I'm pretty
quest
sure most
to
people would
the
run with
most
6
balanced
perks,
Call of
though.
Duty game you've ever played.
I think that's gonna be way OP, man.
One more thing I need to talk about. First up, we've updated score streaks so that earned score is kept through death. This change gives all players a chance to engage with score streaks, one of the most visceral and fun experiences across multiplayer's signature combat. If you do go on a streak and string together multiple kills before your own death, streak score bonuses help you earn into those higher-powered score streak tiers. To prevent score streak spam, each score streak will go on a cooldown after it's used to pace out frequency. So, what score streaks are we talking about? Well, your favorites are back, but we've also got a few surprises. Score streaks in Cold War can be used.
No
in
one's
all
gonna
classic
use the
ways.
original. If I heard that
Aid in
correctly,
taking
no one's gonna
objectives,
use
to
the
save your team, to break up the pace.
original perks, like original score streaks. They're gonna go for the higher ones. If I heard him correctly, saying if you die.
Now I'll pass it over to Sunny to share more about our operators.
So if he says basically if you die and you keep your score streak points, that means everyone has a chance to get score streaks, which means everyone's going to be fighting to bring them out.
When you play as a Cold War operator, you won't just step into the boots of a highly trained precision instrument. Every movement will have a purpose. To increase the fidelity and feel of even the smallest elements, modelers, animators, and concept artists all work side by side, planning for every point of contact with every gun, every stance and position, every scenario. Thanks to increased dynamic bone counts, we've been able to enhance the effects of physics and gravity on what you carry, from the weight of your gear, like pouches and grenades, to the way a wallet chain or rope sways as you sprint. Your entire operator will move more naturally than ever. Here's 4 specific ways movement has improved through new cutting-edge techniques in animation and programmatic movement. The first is sprint takeoff. This is the feature that gives your operator a running start. You start with a little sprint and then it slows down to normal speed. This lets you feel the momentum of like where you're going and where you're going to end up. We wanted to preserve the fluidity and fun of an operator's ability to slide. In Black Ops Cold War, when you slide, you start and end in a crouch position in a believable way. This allows 2-player movement states to function better as one, all while improving gameplay and enhancing pace. Footstep control also plays a big part of the new movement system. Go faster and you'll make more noise. Of course, we still have Ninja as a perk. But ninja is no longer the only way to keep quiet.
Sprint more
Whether or not
quietly.
you're crouched, how loud you get is now directly tied to how fast you're moving. Lastly, we've incorporated a classic jump with a much more natural height, which will very briefly slow you down on landing. Our goal in all of these movement mechanics is to ensure operators' actions are not just authentic, but intuitive. When you press a button or a key, you should always feel in control of your operator. And this system has been built to translate your decisions into dynamic movement more seamlessly than ever. The era of the game might be the 80s, but the characters you play will move and shoot like the world's most highly skilled operators.
AKA
Signature
John
combat.
Wick.
It isn't just how a
Keanu
gun's shot.
Reeves.
It's how that gun feels, how it sounds, how it's designed to create a combat experience. And combat isn't just about conflict. It's also movement. So the fluid ways in which your operators shift around the AO and carry the gear you outfit them in is just as important as the choices you give them. Choices like the overhauled creative class system, or all of those attachment possibilities in Gunsmith, or the new ways you can earn and deploy score streaks in the thick of
I just
battle.
feel like there's too much going on in the
These combat
game.
initiatives work
8
together to
attachments,
deliver the
6
most intuitive,
perks.
plausible, authentic, boots on the ground experience possible. And they're at the heart of Black Ops Cold War. Now on that note, I'd like to introduce Miles, who's going to discuss some of the biggest innovations yet.
Don't have crossplay. Please do not have crossplay. Or at least
Alright,
give it
everyone,
selectable.
Let's talk Warzone. You've seen how we're pouring it all into the Cold War multiplayer experience, but let's confirm it right here, right now. Black Ops Cold War will also usher in the next evolution of Call of Duty Warzone, continuing and expanding the blockbuster Battle Royale free-to-play experience. And it'll be a true evolution, with Warzone not merely picking up where the Modern Warfare climax left off narratively, but also interweaving the themes, locations, weapons, and vehicles of Black Ops Cold War right into the action. Cold War and Warzone will also share post-launch content from a narrative standpoint across both the Battle Pass system and item shop content. This interlinks Call of Duty in ways that evolve the Warzone experience while delivering jaw-dropping moments. So yeah,
With their
you can expect
expensive
some
prices,
surprises
you know what I
along the way.
mean? 16
One
quid
surprise
for
we're
one
avoiding
outfit.
Is the feeling of starting over. It's important to us that you can still use
It's a smart money-making scheme, though.
related items, which is why investment and progress in Cold War is reflected in Warzone. While these are two very big games, from the beginning they've been built to work together. Your player experience is everything to us. So we're making sure Black Ops Cold War and Warzone share progression, with much of your previously earned Modern Warfare content, from weapons to cosmetics, still available for use in both Warzone and Modern Warfare. We're collaborating with our studio partners across Call of Duty to preserve continuity while building a new chapter of Warzone that'll immerse you into all of the best elements of Black Ops Cold War. That's multiple studios.
It's really annoying how they keep chopping and changing all the cameras.
Of insanely fun,
And it's turning to
absurdly
every single
accessible
different
Warzone
camera.
action.
It's like, just
We can't
talk
wait
to one
for you
camera.
see how Verdansk and all of Call of Duty will evolve in the year ahead. But that sense of interconnectedness, it extends beyond just Warzone. That's why I'm excited to confirm that Black Ops Cold War will not only support cross-platform play and progression, but will also deliver cross-generation play to the game. That's because Black Ops Cold War is, at its heart, a connected experience. And playing together on
It
whatever
does look
platform
visually
you prefer
beautiful. I can't
only betters
deny
that
that.
experience. Cross-play and cross-progression across current and next-generation systems across all modes. That won't be easy, but it's worth it to allow fans who have never had a chance to play together to squad up and deploy, no barriers between them. And with the Battle Pass system delivering a steady stream of post-launch content, Black Ops Cold War will be the very first cross-platform, cross-generation Call of Duty experience, making it the deepest game in franchise history. Vaughn, where do we go next?
Yeah, Miles. On the subject of platforms, we've got a very special guest, Mark from Enox.
Hey, what's up, Van? On behalf of Enox, we are extremely excited and proud to bring Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War to Battle.net as the lead PC developer. PC continues to be a critically important pillar of game development for the Call of Duty franchise. In addition to the major improvements we have made to Call of Duty PC in the past, including uncapped frame rates, high refresh rate support, and customized film.
Man, they can barely get the hackers sorted on
Always looking
Warzone
for
already, man.
features
What makes this
and
any
customizable
different?
settings. One of the biggest improvements this year is that the Black Ops engine now runs on DirectX 12. This has led to a huge improvement in terms of performance and latency reduction. For players who prioritize immersive gameplay, we have a great partnership with NVIDIA to bring ray trace effects, performance accelerating deep learning super sampling or DLSS, and reflex latency optimization technology. We will implement ray trace shadows and ambient occlusion to improve the quality of light shadow and sunlight shadow. This improves surface and contact detail and fixes problems associated with traditional shadow mapping techniques like aliasing, freckling, and disconnected shadows. Also, we will be implementing AI-powered DLSS, so players will be able to increase their frame rate while maintaining the visual quality of the game. For players looking for better responsiveness, we've integrated the Reflex low latency technology to lower system latency. This combines both GPU and game optimization. We're also happy to announce
I have no
refunds
interest in the
becoming
PC
Call of
version,
Duty
to be
Warzone
honest with
in the
you.
future. We have so much more to talk about, but right now I would like to hand it back to David Vander. Van?
We've declassified a whole lot today, and one thing is clear. Black Ops Cold War is here, and it's ushering in a new chapter of deniable operations that are undeniably Call of Duty at its very best. Realistic, plausible, gritty. You've seen our team-wide commitment to storytelling, infusing the story and spirit of the Cold War narrative into everything we do, even in multiplayer. You've seen our emphasis on authenticity shine through every location, every weapon, every vehicle, every character. Each one telling a story we can't wait for you to uncover and experience. You've seen us challenge ourselves to not only innovate on classic game modes, but introduce a new generation of instant classics. Modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination. You'll see that duo played today, and it's just the start, as we've got massive drops of free content planned post-launch, including new and limited time modes. No matter what type of multiplayer
What is the
gamer
point?
you are,
Why release a game? You know for a fact it's going to be a limited double XP event. You know for a fact they're probably going to drop Nuketown or some thing and maybe shipment. What is the point?
And customized just the way you want to be.
It's pointless, man.
And score streak systems give you even more of what you love, infusing more control and cinematic moments.
I remember the days when double XP used to be a legit new thing. Everyone used to get hyped. It'd be twice a year on COD 4 and you used to be gassed when you got it. You'd be like, yeah man, let's do it. Now it's like, oh, okay, double XP, great, okay, cool. And then 2 weeks later, double XP.
New ways you've never seen before. And Black Ops Cold War is not only a cross-platform game, but it's also a cross-generation, cross-platform game. Now, that should be the end of our show, but this wouldn't be a Black Ops multiplayer reveal without some Black Ops style mind games. We have talked a lot today about what Black Ops is, how it feels, what it does, but for over 10 years, Black Ops is also something else. A game that consistently presses the boundaries about what multiplayer means. Our team relentlessly looks for opportunities to offer new types of multiplayer experiences. In Black Ops Cold War, we're excited to be launching an entire new category of multiplayer gameplay called Fire Team.
I want to talk so much, just get it out.
Brings together everything that we loved about making Cold War and everything you'll love about playing Cold War. Across every Fire Team mission and mode, you'll discover some of the most imaginative game loops we have ever designed. The Fire Team format allows us to emphasize teamwork and reward creativity. And it allows you to do things you've never done in Black Ops multiplayer before. You'll fight in squads of 4 called Fire Teams. You'll deploy into larger maps, play fast, pushing through multiplayer objectives and modes that demand quick thinking. The action won't just affect you, but the environment you battle in.
See, that has some interest for me. This sounds so much more interesting. Probably the best thing I've actually seen. Apart from the trailer they released.
And detonate the bomb. Now, avoid radioactive fallout as you navigate a toxic battlefield. Every decision you make impacts your survival rate and your success rate. We can't wait to tell you even more about Fire Team Dirty Bomb and the other Fire Team modes and maps in the weeks ahead. as we get closer to our public beta. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Let's play Black Ops Cold War.
Isn't this what we've just watched?
Threat neutralized.
You're here because you're the best special forces NATO has to offer.
We're all that keeps the world from turning to cinders, comrades.
We work off the books.
Operate in the shadows.
To keep the wolves at bay.
Today, we reshape the world.
What the fuck are we doing in Miami?
Let them come.
I can't watch it again, to be honest. I'm literally sat here. Here we go, this bit's new. Finally! Do we not get anything more? Was that just a little snippet? I like that. That was good. I don't know whether that was a little snippet or maybe I missed more of it, but... Why is it playing it again? Oh, it was the video.
Welcome to the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War worldwide multiplayer reveal. The Destined Prayer just gave us our first look into the details around the next generation of global combat for Cold War multiplayer, so thank you, team.
We are pumped to start showcasing all the different deniable operations and signature combat experiences they've been talking about. This right here is where we step into the awesome chaos of multiplayer, and wow, does what they've got on tap this year look good.
We're going live with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, bringing you action from dozens of top creators and CDL pros from across the planet, from their homes to our studio to you in a way and scale we've never done before. Each one of them is about to deep dive into the game, and we'll be jumping on board with them to get you all the action from their point of view.
Right here is the place where we're giving you the goods. Core 6v6 style Black Ops modes like TDM, Kill Confirmed, and Domination.
And we're about to wreak some havoc in brand new modes like Combined Arms, which just happens to include the vehicle-fueled warfare we gave you a little taste test of earlier. This unprecedented worldwide reveal also means that you're about to get your first good look at the highly competitive VIP Escort mode.
And as a bonus for everyone watching this stream, we'll also talk about how Treyarch is approaching free post-launch content for Black Ops Cold War, as well as how they've optimized multiplayer for PlayStation 5.
This sounds awesome! Are you okay? Are you ready?
Holy shit, yes, I am ready!
Let's do this!
So extra, man.
What's up, guys? I'm Nameless, and I'm here to make sure that you guys don't miss any of the crazy moments that we have throughout the day. We have some of the top streamers from around the entire world itching to play Cold War, and we're going to be kicking it off here very shortly. These guys have been streaming. These are your favorite guys playing, you know, different games that we've had over the years.
They do too much talking in this, man.
Right now, we're going to have some of the guys that I've been loving to play with and watch over the years. Bobby Paul Gaming, Drifter, Cat Conti, Cat Gun, Legion. You know these guys from YouTube, from Twitch, from all over the world. One of my favorites being Nick Merckx, Noah J, Sean J Gaming, and also Marksman. I can't wait to watch these guys drop in.
To be fair, they're actually some pretty interesting people to actually watch. Can't say I've watched everyone here because I haven't.
It's going to be an incredible day.
But
we also have many
it'd be interesting.
more, as well as some of our CDL pros. They're going to be all participating today. And now let's take a look at what these guys are going to be starting off with. We have 12 versus 12 combined arms domination on Armada. This is the first map ever to be fully on water. But let's kick things off, and I'm going to throw it to Maven and Merc.
Thank you so much, Nameless. Yes, for the commentary. Myself and Big Merc. How you doing, buddy?
I'm just so excited to be here. Obviously, we love revealing these things, and while I cannot wait to jump into the gameplay, the trailers, they just look so darn good.
Yeah, it's like death taxes, and we know we've got a new Call of Duty every year, and I'm excited to get into this and look at all, the new modes, the new...
Why don't they just get into it then? Stop talking, just play.
We're going to go through all the cool features this game has. We've obviously had some eyes on with it, seen some of the players playing it, looked at some of the internal stuff, and it's just really cool, like the passion and excitement. Well, you saw from all the devs, everybody's ready to get this game out there for people to play.
Yeah, just so many new things that we're going to be taking a look at. Just so many.
See, literally looking at the gameplay, mate, I feel like I'm proper roasting the game before I've even played it. You know, I could be wrong, but personally, I don't know. Just something. I really want to get back into COD. I really do. I really want to get into the competitive side, but
the Easter egg man himself, he
you know,
popping off lately. It's awesome to see his success.
Why does the quality of it look
very talented
pony? I know it's obviously probably still a work in progress and stuff like that,
just
but
taking a look at our good buddy Mud Dog's in there, Jericho, Teep. You've got a full.
But how is he going to get free pops straight like that? Like, literally, they're playing bots or something.
Right away, you look at this map, you look at this gameplay, and doesn't it just look
What
like
doesn't it just remind you of
pops out?
Wet
So
Work?
many different attachments that we're going to be going with. You see the kill feed, you have the traditional Black Ops mini map.
It's so laggy, man.
No, yeah, I love the mini maps. So the first things we noticed when you took a look
I
at
don't even know how they're still showing one particular person. Like, the
not
stream
just
is
in the
lagging.
position, snipe in hand, just looking to drop numbers. But yeah, I mean, he's been around for so long, comfortable with every dev, every title, as he's experienced everything Call of Duty has to offer. But yeah, it's what Nameless was saying. Just this is like what the first map that's completely on water. You already see score streaks.
So what's his last kill streak? Is that Chopper Gunner?
As he is just dominating the other team, but still a tight race in the score.
Yeah, literally. That's stupid, man. I just wanted to check to see if his score streak thing went down, but it doesn't. Obviously, I know they mentioned it, but I thought I misheard it. But
it just looks so smooth. Chaos in the air. The attack.
It probably does look smooth and is smooth.
Let's see if he can keep
you know.
It's been one heck of a life for him.
But obviously, from the stream we're watching, it's a bit of on the clunky side.
He's got the shotgun for close range. A reminder, this is combined.
But I don't see why his obviously he's sniping, so it's fair play. But I don't see the point in that kind of thing.
3-lane maps to your more open kind of sandbox maps as well. There's something for every player in this title, and you know we'll progress through that.
I can't. I physically can't. I'm gonna need to forward it. How long did I watch him for? I'm all for watching the gameplay, but I can't deal with the lagginess of it. Okay, they've switched it up.
Sounds like we're hopping on.
See, his stream's a lot smoother, so it's a lot easier to watch.
Yeah, let's say Priest looks a little bit different.
Funny that, my brother was just watching that guy.
We've been watching him a lot on Warzone. We know what a monster he can be. But over to Jericho, one of my favorite streamers to watch. You know, he gets in some of these big tournaments he'll play in on Warzone in various modes. And Jericho, maybe not the most talented player in the entire world. But you know what? He's handsome. He's one of the most entertaining streamers in the world, and I love him.
Oh, yo, man. How annoyed would he be? He got a hit marker on that.
You know, he's trying to show off the zip lines a little bit. You can hear him talking a little bit. I mean, they've had some experience.
Those boats would be annoying, though.
Sky's one of the CDL pros. He was an MVP candidate for us, but here you go. You see him taking a boat, trying to capture this A zone, and yeah, swimming. Well, when was the last time you saw swimming? What, Black
so you cannot,
3, right? So you know you
can you not cap? Oh, okay, you can. I was going to say, I wasn't too sure if you could cap it underwater or not.
He can do from the sneaky underwater positions, but yeah, just working the objective for now. As his team, I think, doesn't have a single cap as of now. But remember, we're going to be hopping through a variety of matchups. Right? There's a lot of players playing this, a lot of different streamers. If you're wondering why the score looks a little bit different, we're just hopping through a ton of different POVs and showing you guys how stuff is breaking down throughout the course of the day. As we go right over to Marksman, and he's in a boat looking to get busy.
Yeah, you can see he's got a turret on him as well. Just right, you can hear that.
People are going to camp in that, man. I know you could probably blow it up with an RPG, maybe some C4 or something. But it just reminds me of the tanks on World at War.
I mean, we've been involved.
Like, he's literally just sat there.
Great to see him involved today. Yeah, just patrolling the air right now with this boat. And well, Swag, he's
Well, at least this guy's actually moving around the map and stuff.
Classic MP5, and you can just hear Tim yelling.
Yes, Tim, I get it. I'm not a father, but I am also bald, and I know it makes life a little bit more difficult. But Tim, there is love out there for bald men like us, and you're.
To be fair, he reloaded the gun pretty quick as well.
To see Swag with an MP5 in hand, looks to be very natural.
Yeah,
Here we go. Here's Timmy boy.
You watch him play Warzone, he gets busy.
With the
Tim,
droppy.
On the other hand, you see the movement coming in. Yeah, a lot of these guys, they're used to Modern Warfare. It's going to take them some time to get used to the movement throughout the maps, and nice shots by Tim. He's rocking that assault rifle.
I wonder if they're playing cross-platform at this point in time. Like some people playing on the PC. Oh no, it's PS5, isn't it? They said all gameplay was captured on the PS5. So
One thing I kind of like is, you know, we've talked about sort of score streak spam in the past when somebody's going off. The fact that there's going to be kind of a cooldown on it, so there won't be that same spam, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm excited to see how it works in the various pub modes, but we'll take a look at kind of the loadout screen as he's changing, getting into a different...
what is good about it, about not dying and losing your score streaks is obviously... if you're going into Cap B, like me and my mate, we used to obviously charge for B straight off the bat, get B, and then focus on obviously A or C, whatever side we were actually at. Because 2 people, 3 people are always guaranteed to go for the first flag, because they like the 50 points or whatever the point scheme is obviously in this one. But then we used to go for B to get the most. But obviously there's 5 flags, which reminds me a bit of Battlefield, but, you know, I'm not a big Battlefield player though, to be honest.
Trying to figure out what he wants, but I just love the 74U. It's always been one of my
looks nice though.
Back from COD 4, back from Black Ops 1. I am so excited.
Oh, okay, that's good. At least you can shoot the person driving the boat, and it's not a case of having to destroy the tank, destroy the boat.
So he just continues to go around this zone, and well, it is the that's not Hutch.
Well, that's Karma.
That's
That is one of the greatest Call of Duty players of all time. Absolute monster.
And he's actually one of my favorites to watch at the beginning of the games because he is always switching it up, trying different weapons. Like the guy just loves playing COD.
No, he just loves the game.
Never forget, I think it was Black Ops 1. JME literally only ran pistols and then pistols akimbo. Literally, it's all his kills were.
Abner, absolute monster. Yeah, I'm not sure who Seth Abner is, but yeah, Seth Abner, absolute beast. Okay. Well, maybe to a different POV.
Wait. Oh, he was watching Scum. Oh. He wasn't even playing. We were watching Scum.
Wow.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay, I was wondering why I was hearing kind of Seth's call-outs more than anything. And this is Enable. What's going on with his hair, Joe?
I mean, listen, the guy, as a boat just flew off. I don't know what was going on. Nice shots, takes down Courage. I don't know. You know, he didn't have the best year for the Seattle Surge, and listen, he's trying to earn some subs.
He goes by Deputy Hadbad now.
I don't know what
in case you weren't aware.
Really means, but I love it.
Yeah, and this is a guy whose company we've enjoyed a lot this year playing Call of Duty with. Symphony, absolute monster, one of the most talented aimers I've ever had.
I honestly don't really know what to make of it, to be honest with you. It's basically just watching the same gameplay just from a different angle. I don't know if there's anything more needed to watch, to be honest. Obviously it fast forwards, it's just gameplay for the last 20-30 minutes anyway, and then it takes you back to the thing. So what we'll do, we'll jump to this bit and then we'll see. Obviously I'm a bit late on the stream,
But again, this is going to be a wide range. We're going to try and show everything, like more vehicle and sandbox maps like you just saw there. We'll get to smaller maps as well as we continue on through.
But check out Miami.
Yeah, Miami just looks... It was just easy on the eyes, right?
Pretty.
It was just pretty. It was absolutely beautiful, but we kind of talked through the gameplay. We saw a lot of different POVs. To break down some of the best moments, we're going to toss it over to Nameless.
Thanks, guys. That was an incredible game. That was just a hilarious, fun, and entertaining way to kick off the day. And what I really like about Combined Arms is that it fits everybody's playstyle. There's things for everybody to do. You saw Marksman loving the boat. You saw a lot of people sniping, and then you saw some of our CDL pros like Scump using that AK-74U. I mean, the sniper can be so deadly on this map because there are super long-range fights that you can take from boat to boat, and if you really want to get crazy, you can try to snipe somebody off the zip line. But those guys are moving really, really fast, so it could be very difficult. So as you can see right here, we have Noah J. He's using a sniper and a shotgun, and Sky's one of our...
I think we're going to end it there.
He was in the boat early on, and what I find...
I think they're just going to talk. I'm just going to skip to this bit. I can't be dealing with listening to him talk again.
I don't know if we're going to Miami. I think we're actually going to Satellite. It looks to be the next map.
Yeah, so we're going to get that
I find it weird that the parachute stays in the air, though.
Playing 6v6, kill confirmed on Satellite. When you talk...
Should be quite a bit different, but you're probably going to see people messing with all.
Okay, the iron sight's pretty good. There's going to be loads of different classes. That's the good thing about obviously all the attachments and stuff. But I still think it's a bit weird.
You can put on guns and how you can deck them out. Just the
yeah, Satellite, and I don't even know if it's still going on. I don't even know if the live stream is still running at this point. Obviously, I'm not too worried about watching the gameplay because I'll play it myself as well. But yeah, I literally think it's still going.
What is that? That looks good.
Yeah, he missed all of his shots. And
This is exactly what I'm on about. Look at the chat. Zombies. Nobody cares about this.
You have all these content creators.
Look at that, man. Pure roasting, pure roasting. But yeah. Right, I shall return in a minute.
We'll be hopping through a lot of the different POVs.